Ever wondered why, as a mom, maintaining boundaries feels like trying to hold water in your hands? It's a tricky juggle, isn't it? As mothers, we constantly balance an array of roles and responsibilities that seem to stretch us in all directions. We're the nurturers, the teachers, the cheerleaders, and often the glue that holds everything together. Real quick, if you think this video would help motivate another mama, please like the video so the algorithm will share this video and grow our community. The struggle of setting boundaries is real and often accompanied by an unwelcome sidekick, guilt. Yes, that nagging feeling that creeps up when you consider putting your needs first. That little voice whispering you're being selfish for craving a sliver of me time, or yearning for a moment of peace amidst the chaos. Overwhelm is another frequent visitor. The feeling that you're drowning in a sea of demands with no lifeboat in sight. It can seem like setting boundaries is an uphill battle, one that's easier to avoid than face. But what if we told you that setting boundaries isn't selfish, but rather, it's essential? Let me repeat that. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential. According to renowned psychologist Dr. Henry Cloud, boundaries define us. They define what is me and what is not me. Now, let's marinate on that for a moment. Our boundaries, whether they're physical, emotional, or mental, determine our individuality. They separate us from the rest of the world, carving out our unique space in this vast universe. Boundaries are crucial in maintaining personal well-being. They help us preserve our energy and protect our time, two of our most precious resources. Imagine your life as a beautiful garden. Boundaries act as the fence, protecting your garden from unwanted intruders, whether they're invasive thoughts, overwhelming responsibilities, or draining relationships. In a study conducted by the American Psychological Association, researchers found that individuals who set healthy boundaries experience less stress and burnout. They're more likely to have satisfying relationships and a more balanced lifestyle. So, you see, Mama, boundaries aren't about shutting people out or being selfish. They're about self-preservation, about taking care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. Internationally acclaimed life coach, Tony Robbins, once said, "The only people who get upset about you setting boundaries are the ones benefiting from you having none." This underscores the importance of establishing clear boundaries in our relationships. They allow us to communicate our needs and expectations effectively, fostering mutual respect and understanding. Boundaries also play a pivotal role in our professional lives. They help us prioritize our commitments, ensuring that we're not spreading ourselves too thin. They allow us to focus on tasks that align with our core values, thereby enhancing our productivity and job satisfaction. Remember, it's okay to protect your time, your energy, and your space. It's okay to assert your needs. It's okay to say no when you need to. Because in the grand scheme of things, setting boundaries is not just about saying no. It's about saying yes to what truly matters. Setting boundaries might seem challenging, but with the right approach, it can become your second nature. Think of it as an art that requires practice, patience, and a little bit of finesse. The first brush stroke in this masterpiece is clear communication. It's essential to articulate your boundaries in a way that others can understand. Be straightforward, but respectful. Let's say a friend constantly calls during your family time. Instead of getting frustrated, communicate clearly. You might say, "I value our friendship, but from 6 to 8 in the evening, that's my family time. I'd appreciate it if we could chat outside those hours." The next layer of paint is assertiveness. It's easy to feel guilty when setting boundaries, especially when it involves saying no to people we care about. But remember, assertiveness is not aggressiveness. It's standing up for your needs without stepping on others. It's about saying yes to what truly matters to you. And sometimes that means saying no to others. Then we have consistency, the varnish that seals our artwork. Consistency is the key to maintaining boundaries. It might be tempting to bend the rules just once, but remember, boundaries are like muscles. The more you exercise them, the stronger they become. Each time you uphold a boundary, you're reinforcing your commitment to your values, your time, and your energy. Now let's add some highlights. Recognize that not everyone will understand or respect your boundaries, and that's okay. You're setting boundaries for your well-being, not for others' approval. It's okay to adjust your boundaries as your needs change. Life is a dynamic canvas, and so is the art of setting boundaries. Finally, sign your masterpiece with kindness. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about defining the space where you can thrive. Treat yourself and others with kindness as you navigate this process. As a mom, setting boundaries can feel like a Herculean task, but boundaries are the unsung heroes of a harmonious family life. Let's take a moment to consider why. As mothers, we often wear many hats. We are caregivers, teachers, nurses, chefs, chauffeurs, and so much more. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, it's easy to lose sight of our own needs. This is where boundaries come into play. Setting boundaries allows us to protect our time, energy, and mental health. It's not about being selfish. It's about self-preservation. It's about understanding that we can't pour from an empty cup. Imagine you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks drop. The instructions are clear. Put on your mask first before helping others. Why? Because you can't assist anyone else if you're struggling to breathe. The same principle applies in our daily lives. By setting boundaries, we ensure we're in a position to help others without depleting ourselves. Now let's talk about the ripple effect of these boundaries. Your boundaries don't just benefit you, they also have a profound impact on your children and your family as a whole. When you establish boundaries, you're modeling self-respect and self-care for your children. You're teaching them that it's okay to prioritize their needs and to say no when necessary. A study by Dr. Dana Giunta, a psychologist and coach specializing in self-care and stress reduction, found that individuals who set healthy boundaries are less stressed, less resentful, and more content with their lives. Now, imagine what that could mean for your children. By observing your boundaries, they learn the importance of setting their own. They learn to value their time, their energy, their mental health. They learn to respect themselves and others. Boundaries also foster a sense of security within the family. They create a predictable environment where everyone knows what to expect. This predictability can be particularly comforting for children who thrive on routine and stability. So, as challenging as it may be, setting boundaries is a gift to yourself and your family. It's a way to ensure you're taking care of yourself while also teaching your children invaluable life skills. It's about creating a home environment where everyone feels respected and valued. And it's not just about setting boundaries, it's about maintaining them too. It's about standing firm when those boundaries are tested. It's about understanding that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes. You're a person with needs and limits, and that's perfectly okay. By setting boundaries, you're teaching your children an invaluable lesson about respect and self-care. Mama, it's time to embrace the power of boundaries and say yes to a happier, healthier you. Setting boundaries is not about building walls. It's about defining what's important to us and protecting those values. It's about understanding our limits, knowing when to say no, and making space for the things that truly matter. Remember, each one of us has the power to set boundaries. It's not a privilege reserved for the few, but a right that belongs to all. It's about taking control of our lives, our time, and our energy. And it's about learning to prioritize our needs over the expectations of others. But remember, your time, your energy, your well-being, they're all precious, and you have every right to protect them. And here's something else to remember. Your boundaries are not just for you. They're also for your children, your family. You're showing them that it's okay to say no, that it's okay to prioritize their needs, that it's okay to protect their energy. Let's say yes to what truly matters, to what brings us joy, to what fuels our growth. And let's remember to be kind to ourselves along the way. Setting boundaries can be challenging. It can be uncomfortable, but it's a journey worth taking. Like, subscribe and share with fellow moms who could use a dose of motivation. We're here for you every step of the way. Be sure to watch all our videos to discover even more strategies and inspiration to navigate the challenges of motherhood with grace and resilience. You got this, Mama.